Hello. I just wanted to start off by saying that this video is going to be more like a vlog type than anything. And I want to apologize ahead of time if you hear any dogs barking or any other crazy noises they might make. But yes, moving on. I have the social penetration theory. And let's see, it's more of a common sense type theory. You know, once you read about it, you know what it is. You recognize it in your own life. At least that's what's happened with me. And the more I thought about it, the more it made sense that it would make sense to other people. It's basically stating that when you first meet somebody, you have your walls up, you're guarded, and then the longer you know them, the more information you disclose about yourself, and the more your relationship can move forward. A lot of people will describe it as the onion effect, kind of like Shrek. So it's relating it to the fact that you have layers to peel back, so more people can get more information about you as time goes on, not all at one time. To share a story as an example, when we were back in middle school, or high school, maybe elementary school even, it's kind of hard to be really specific thinking back on those memories, but I know that the first day of school you walk in and it's very intimidating, and then I was always so nervous on the first day of school, especially going from elementary to middle school. That first day at the new school was always terrible for me. I was so nervous, and I would make myself sick just worrying about people and nonsense. But once I met somebody, maybe somebody I sat next to in class or something, we started talking. Of course, it was a little awkward at first because you don't really know what to talk about, how much of yourself that you want to talk about when you first meet somebody. And that's basically what this theory is kind of about. Knowing where to, not necessarily knowing, but where things take place along a relationship. But like in middle school, elementary school, high school, you first meet somebody, and depending on your first interaction, you basically know right off the bat whether or not it's going to be a relationship that you want to make the effort in working on. So that happened to me a lot. Like, there were people that I met, the first time I met them, they were like, it was alright, the first interaction was okay, and then there were people that I didn't talk to again until 2-3 years later, and it was nothing even major. It was just because we had to ask a question, maybe about a classwork assignment or something like that. But at the same time, you meet people where you just know that you can see yourself being really good friends with somebody or having a very good relationship with them. At their first meeting, you're going to know whether or not you want to move forward. So if the first time you meet somebody, you have a really good time, you're talking, and you realize that you're finding yourself wanting to trust them and wanting that level of intimacy, then it's a good idea to move forward. You're going to start with the basic common topics, world news or the weather, not really topics that disclose a lot of information about yourself. And the more you move on, the more specific the topics will get. And it may be that some of these relationships will move very fast, and then some take a long time. it depends on what type of person you are and the other person in the relationship. Usually, at least with somebody's significant other, they like to take things slow because they want to make sure that they're taking the time and effort to put a lot of trust into this relationship to make sure it's going to work. And then some people take it super fast, and then, I mean, that can be good for some people, but for some people that's also terrible. So, and also, I mean, it's all personal preference, really. It's different for everybody. I know for me personally, I tend to move a little fast. I kind of get suckered into things. Probably shouldn't do that, but I have to catch myself sometimes and tell myself to take it a little slow. Good example. Recently at work, I work at Jason's Deli, by the way, as a delivery driver. So you guys should order some food. I've started talking. Well, I worked there before for about 8 or 9 months. Left to become an RA on the campus for the dorms, and then came back as a delivery driver again about a year later. There was the new cashier. She seemed really nice. We just didn't really talk very much. So, hey, how are you? You know, just in passing type of thing. But recently, earlier this week, really, we started hanging out. You know, and it's progressing. It's becoming more of a friendship now than just an acquaintance type situation. We actually, we get excited when we have the same break time, so we can eat together and talk about things that we have in common or anything like that, or things that we don't have in common. So that was a good example, at least for me, in my personal life. But so yeah, I mean, now at this point, I'm interested to see where our friendship is going to go. See if it's going to move past more of a work friend type situation, or if it's going to move forward into a friendship outside of work, outside of the work area.